Yo, what is going on, everyone? My name is Nick, or the Notorious Fantasy, and in today's video, we are going to be discussing Week 7 tight end start or sit decisions for fantasy football in 2020. We are going to be going over the Thursday night football game all the way until the Monday night football game and discuss the tight ends in each and every single matchup. Now, before I get into this, I'd like to ask that if you guys do at any point inside of this video end up having a chuckle, ending up having a good time, to please make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're new, because you are not going to want to be missing out on the amount of content that I throw at you guys on a daily and weekly basis. And also, real quick, I'd like to give you guys a quick word from my friends and my sponsor over at OverlayDFS.com. OverlayDFS.com also offers something different than the matchup shop. This is the Week 7 shootout under the progressive games. It is very simple. All you have to do is pick 5 player versus player matchups. Who scores more fantasy points, Matt Ryan or Drew Brees, Big Ben or Ryan Tannehill, so on and so forth, and then order them in order of importance and how good you think they are going to do, because if the guy's at the top at 5, you get the most points, lowest at 1, you get the most points for that being correct. So you want to make sure the one you're least confident in is at the bottom. It's very simple. You can make a whole lot of money out of this. This is an $11 entry one, but there's entries at every single price. First place gets $500 and top 10% wins $50. So make sure you guys check this out. OverlayDFS.com. Link down below in the description. And we are back. Let's get into it. Week 7 tight end start or sit decisions. We begin with the Giants at the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, we have an interesting case for this game, actually. Dallas Goedert reporting potentially to play for this game. Now, I don't think we're going to know until 90 minutes before kickoff, so when you're watching this now, I'll let you know in the comments if he actually ends up playing or not, or if it seems like he's going to play or not. I'm recording this the night before. You guys are watching this around 12, so make sure you guys check back down there to make sure that you know what's happening, or just check on Twitter, check on everything, because you will know if Goedert is going to play or not. But if he does end up playing, he is the only tight end I like in this game. Now, I know what you might be thinking, Nick. Evan Ingram might absolutely do the do-si-do right on the Eagles' ass in this game, and I agree, that's entirely possible, but Evan Ingram has laid me out and railed me far too many times for me to be willing to start Evan Ingram in my lineup. This guy is touchdown dependent, and the only fucking touchdown I believe he scored this year was a rushing touchdown 2 weeks ago. You heard that correct. A rushing touchdown. He's a fucking tight end. That never happens. Evan Ingram is not very good. The Giants' offense is not very good. Actually, Evan Ingram's very good. The offense is not very good, and I don't expect this one to be a very high-scoring game where Evan Ingram is even involved. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and lay the spike into Evan Ingram's heart and leave him as a sit. Dallas Goedert, like I said, if he does end up playing, would be a start in this game. And if he doesn't end up playing, Richard Rodgers, the guy who caught that fucking bomb from Aaron Rodgers to Rodgers a couple of years ago, he would be the backup for the Eagles, and he is definitely not going to be a start with Zach Ertz out in this game. Now to the Sunday slate, we begin with the Carolina Panthers at the New Orleans Saints. In this one, I like Jared Cook. Now, I don't overwhelmingly love Jared Cook, but when this guy plays, you almost kind of have to play him if you have him, based on the touchdown upside in this New Orleans offense. Now, right now, I am about as clueless as it gets when it comes to Michael Thomas's status for this Sunday game, because it seems like they're going to trade him. That's what it was seeming like yesterday, and then there's reports that he doesn't want to practice. There's all these reports that he's still injured. It's all this shit piling up like a fucking history teacher's desk in middle school, if you ever had one of those teachers where they just have a million pieces of paper on their desk. That's how confusing it is trying to organize that, trying to figure out if Michael Thomas is going to play on Sunday. I have, frankly, zero idea. And I'm just being honest with you. I don't think we will know until later in the week. But with this said, if Michael Thomas misses, I really like Jared Cook. If Michael Thomas plays, I like Jared Cook, but really is a touchdown upside kind of tight end. And for the Panthers, Ian Thomas just is not that guy just yet to where you can want to be starting him on a weekly basis. Next game here, we got the Buffalo Bills at the New York Football Jets. Another absolute snooze fest here out of the AFC East. I think the Bills just slapped them up all game long, but I don't think any of these tight ends are usable at all. Chris Herndon's that guy that has the build to be one of the best tight ends in the league. The abilities, all the intangibles that you want in a tight end are smacked directly into Chris Herndon, but Adam Gase smacks him right in the face right after doing a rail of coke on the sideline, because that must be what Adam Gase does before the game, because he just looks like a clueless motherfucker out there coaching the game. And his refusal to use Chris Herndon makes you not be able to use Chris Herndon in your fantasy lineup. And Tyler Kroft, a.k.a. Laura Croft's brother, not startable at all, just because you have no idea when the touchdown is going to come from. Next game here, we got the Browns at the Bengals. And my boy, Austin Hoop God, has been much better as the weeks have actually gone on. He was a guy that at the beginning of the year, you probably drafted in like the 8th round. You saw the high upside. You know what? In Atlanta, he was really good. Turns out it was all the Atlanta system for Hooper. That's what it seemed like. And then recently, he's been getting a lot more work as the tight end of the team, so he's getting more fantasy points. So here up against the Bengals in a nice, juicy matchup, I like Austin Hooper this week. I'm not expecting big things out of him, but he, to me, screams top 12 potential, with even top 5 potential given the defense he's playing up against. I'm going to be sitting down the fake man, Drew Sample, up against the Browns because he hasn't really been all that used as of recently. Next game here, we got the Dallas Cowboys at the Washington football team. They need to change their name to the Washington Team Football because what the fuck, WTF is all I'm saying watching these guys on Sunday. Where's Dwayne Haskins? Why is he still ill? Motherfucker, I'm ill, not sick. Shout out to Lil Wayne. I don't know. I really have no idea what to think about this game. What I think is that you start Dalton Schultz because the Andy Dalton to Dalton Schultz connection looked very strong. Looked like they had the nice Jedi mind trick together working. So I'll go ahead and start him, but Logan Thomas, LT, I'm not really feeling him at all in this game, even up against one of the worst defenses in the NFL. Next game here, we got the Packers at the Houston Texans, and I like both tight ends in this matchup now. It appears that Jordan Akins is going to be missing this game for the Houston Texans, which opens up a humongous spot for Darren Fells to have a very big game. The reason why the Houston Texans tight ends aren't very good and haven't been very good is because they eat into each other's work. They're like fucking parasites, and actually, a lot of weeks, they're very good, but only one of them is good, and it's very hard on a weekly basis to kind of decipher the Konami code that is out there of which motherfucker you want to start. Is it Fells? Is it Akins? Is it this guy? Is it that guy? This week, there's no choice. It's just going to be Fells. If the tight end gets the ball, it will be Darren Fells, and I like him up against the worst team against the tight end in the NFL, I believe, in the Houston, not in the Houston Texans, in the Green Bay Packers. That was complete cap. They're not one of the worst teams up against the tight end, but they do allow a decent amount of targets as well as yardage to the tight end position. So I'm going to go ahead and buy in here to Darren Fells playing quite well this week. Robert Tonyan, this guy, I have no words for this man. This motherfucker came out of nowhere. I had no idea who he was. He beat out Jay Sternberger. He beat out the other tight end there, and he's the alpha guy there. Going up against the Houston Texans in what I believe to be a back-and-forth shootout affair here. I love Robert Tonyan to go ahead and find that end zone this week. If you guys have enjoyed the video thus far, please make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. I would really appreciate it. Back into it, the Lions at the Atlanta Falcons, and I like TJ Hawkins in this one up against the Falcons. TJ Hawkinson has been the complete and utter opposite of what he was last season. Last season, he had one burst game where he blew his load all over. I don't even remember who it was, but he literally bursted his load of the year. Covered that defense in semen. This year, he's been kind of edging, I guess. He's just blowing out a little bit every game, getting like 10 fucking points a game. And here up against the Atlanta Falcons, they are actually, I believe, the worst team up against the tight end. Marvin Jones has been irrelevant in this Lions offense, and that's because of the emergence of TJ Hawkinson as one of the guys in this offense that is a very big, hard hitter, and I think that he plays good again this week up against the Atlanta Falcons. And Hayden Hurst, by God, this guy looks like absolute shit halfway through the game, has like 2 points, and every single week, I don't know what happens. This guy, he's simply built different in the second half of the game because he will go into the second half of the game with 2 points. He'll go into the fourth quarter with 4 points. And then out of nowhere, this man scores a touchdown, gets like a 60-yard catch or something. I don't know why it happens, but it happens every week. So I'm going to continue to trust the process and believe in Hayden Hurst going up against the Detroit Lions. Next game here, we got the Steelers at the Tennessee Titans. Now, we have a curious case here of 2 tight ends that would be a start if one misses. So if Jonnu Smith ends up missing this game, reported to be injured, may play, may not play. That's a wait till Sunday kind of move, in my opinion, to when we figure out what is going to be happening there for the Titans. Anthony Frisker, a guy who I've never heard of before, came out of nowhere last week and got a lot of targets when Jonnu Smith was missing in that game. So I actually believe if he was to miss this game, even up against a tough Steelers defense, he would be worthy of a start. For the Steelers, I saw this coming. I rubbed the crystal ball. I said Eric Ebron is going to get so hyped up last week. He's playing up against this really soft defense. There's these guys missing in the offense. It seems like the ideal game for Eric Ebron. And what Eric Ebron does is bend you over and raw dog you. He shit all over your chest and signed his name in shit on you. Okay? That's what he did last week. So I'm not trusting him again. I really wasn't trusting him last week. I listed him as a start, but I said I was very worried about it. And guess what? I was right. Next game here, we got the Seattle Seahawks at the Arizona Cardinals. A very good game for the NFL, but for the tight end position, third leg, Greg Olsen or Dan Arnold. The Dan Arnold Nata. Get to the chopper. Do it now. Dan Arnold, not very good. Third leg, Greg Olsen. touchdown dependent, so I'm not going to be wanting to buy into that on a weekly basis. Next game here, we got the Chiefs at the Broncos with two of the better tight ends in the NFL. Travis Kelce, obviously a must-start. Lock in your lineup on a weekly basis. This guy just gets so much opportunity from Patrick Mahomes, whether it's in the red zone or driving up the field. It does not matter at all because he loves to look the way of Travis Kelce. And Noah Fant, Horsecock, Drew Lock, and him have this nice connection over there in Denver. But he could end up missing the game, which would make him obviously a sit. Next game here, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Los Angeles Chargers, and I love Hunter Henry in this game. The Jaguars not very good at stopping the tight end. Now, I don't love Hunter Henry for a year-long sample size, but for this game up against the Jacksonville Jaguars, I expect Justin Herbert to be giving it to him all game long and for him to be very involved in this offense, especially with the likelihood of Keenan Allen potentially missing this game. For the Jaguars, I like Tyler Eifert 5 years ago, but we're in 2020, and he's not very good. And against the Chargers, I'm not trusting Tyler Eifert. Next game here, I believe this is Monday night. No, this is Sunday Night Football. The 49ers, I believe, at the New England Patriots. Psych again, this is the final 4 o'clock game, the Niners at the Patriots, and George Kittle, a.k.a. Greg Kittle, is a must-start on a weekly basis. This man is simply built different. It takes like 9 guys to tackle this man every single time he gets the ball. Jimmy Garoppolo loves to drop the ball right into this guy's breadbasket, right into his fucking hands, and he just does wonderful things with it, regardless of who he's playing against. I love George Kittle, even though kind of scary because Bill Belichick's a fucking genius and may just shut him down for the Patriots. Ryan Izzo, this guy's a bum. Not that he's a bum, they just don't throw to the tight end. So you're not going to want to start him. Now onto the actual Sunday night matchup, I believe here. The Buccaneers at the Las Vegas Raiders. Rob Gronkowski finally did something. Maybe now he's actually used in this offense. Maybe. Now he's going to be listed as a start this week. But I'm not ultra confident in it. This is a good matchup up against the Raiders. This is Gronk coming off of his best game as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. So I expect Tom Brady to continue to throw him the rock. But don't be surprised if he's stuck out there blocking again on Sunday. And for the Raiders, Darren Waller's a must-start tight end on a weekly basis. Derek Carr loves to throw the ball to this guy all over the field. And now onto the Monday Night Football matchup between the Bears at the Los Angeles Rams. Who would have thunk that Jimmy Graham is a starting tight end in fantasy football when it's not 2015? Not I. Jimmy Graham has been revitalized with the use of 9-inch Nick Foles in this Bears offense, and 9-inch Nick Foles, frankly, just loves throwing it to this guy in the end zone, as well as deeper down the field. So I think Jimmy Graham is going to be very good this game up against the Rams, and it definitely does have that top 10 potential. And Tyler Higbee, while is kind of hit or miss, I guess they never miss, huh? Tyler Higbee is still going to be listed as a start this week. I see him kind of being a top 12 option, but not really cracking that top 8 kind of upside that I feel like Jimmy Graham may have in this game. So, thank you guys all so much for watching. If you did end up enjoying at any point in this video, please make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. I love each and every single one of you guys. Check out Overlay DFS as well. Link down below in the description. Have a great rest of your guys' day. I'll see you guys a little bit later in the live stream. Goodbye!